Alright, what's going on? We got a package today for the Fiesta. Let's get this girl cracked open. This tape is very resilient. Alright. Here we go. Gotta flip this bad girl over. First off, we got a magnetic drain plug. It's like anodized blue. I just want it. And here's the girl here. Got that Whoosh intercooler. Black with the red logo. Alright, what's going on today? It's a new day. We're gonna be installing the front mount. It's a nice day out here. First step we're gonna do is get the car jacked up so we can get the bolts in the inner fenders to pull off the, well, actually we're not gonna pull off the wheels, but just for better access to getting the bolts in the inner fender. So we'll do that now. Alright, now we're just gonna pop the hood so we can get to the upper section of this bad girl. Gonna pull out the headlights and everything so we can get to the bumper mounts. Alright. The headlights is just two. You can either use T30 or a flathead. There's those two ones, and then just that little pop clip there they use Phillips for, and then just push them back and they'll pop right out. So we'll do that now. Alright, now we got our T30 bit on the old trusty 3/8 Milwaukee. So we'll pop these out. So get that bumper off, we'll be able to put that intercooler and make more boost with the old Fiesta. Bump it up to a stage 2 tune and then eventually go to a custom tune once I get a downpipe and whatnot. So we got the first two out. Gonna go to this side, pull the other two. Wrap scallion. I got this hardware out, and then next, just use a screwdriver to pull out these pop clips. If they want to twist out. I hate these Phillips ones, they never come out properly. Alright, now we can pop the headlights out. Alright, next off we'll pull out this main electrical connector, and then basically these headlights just pop into place here, so you just kind of have to pop them up a little bit and then it'll pop right out. And we'll pull off this connector. There we go. And just like that, you have the headlights out. It's really easy to do on this car. Next, we'll move on to this other side here. Do the same thing. Just wiggle her a little bit and she'll pop right out. And then again, just gonna pull that clip off. There we go. We live right near the base, so we have to deal with that in the summer. It's very loud, but it's not too bad.
Occasionally it will shake the house.
Yeah, I'll shake the bedroom, but next up we'll just pull these other two pop clips just to pull off this splash guard here. Canada, we need these goddamn block heaters because it gets cold in the winter. So I've got those two out. Now we can pull off the splash guard, I think. Oh no, we don't have to pull off the splash guard, it's connected to the bumper. Now the whole splash guard on the top, or whatever you want to call it, let's slide off with the bumper. I don't know how well you can see it, but we're going to pull off. There's one 7mm bolt there. We have another pop clip, and then two T25 bolts. I'm not 100% sure if you have to pull this upper one, but we're just going to send it. So we'll get that done on both sides, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, now we're under the car. We're gonna have to pull out these 5 7mm bolts, and because I don't have a friggin' 3/8 to quarter adapter, I'm gonna have to use a ratchet like a goddamn peasant. So let's get started on that. There's one more 7mm bolt right here on this, this lip or whatever you want to call it, splash guard maybe. So we'll pull that. There's one on each side, and then we'll pull that, and then we'll move on to the last step of pulling this bumper off. All right, next up here, this is the last step to pulling off the bumper. It's where it mounts to the fender, and we'll try and get to focus in there. I don't know if you can see it, but anyways, there's 3 bolts on each side, and what you're gonna need is 1/4" ratchet, an 8mm 1/4" swivel, and I think it's easy to do if you have a 12" extension, so I'm rocking that. So let's get that done. Lighter. All right, we got this side pulled and popped off, and one more thing that I forgot to do is we're gonna unclip the fog light story, and then that should be the final step. It should slide right off after that. All right, the mold the truth. Let's see if it all comes off. Oh, we're already snagged. Oh, there we go. All right, she is off. We'll just set her over here where it won't really get scratched up. I'll set it in the mulch. And there we are. Little splash guards off as well. And next up is pulling out this old intercooler and putting in the new one. So get started on that. All right, next off we're gonna pull these 2 bolts out. They are 8mm on the front of this, I don't know what you call it, where it's like the splash shield bolting onto the core. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyways, we'll pull these 2 bolts out. They're 8mm, and then the 2 hose clamps on the intercooler are 7mm. So we'll get that out, and then we'll slap that big black beauty in. All right, we're popping off this side here. I wonder if we can. Oh yeah, she's coming. There you go. And then we'll get the other side next. Classic stock Ford. The boot was sitting right here, so it was like 1/2 inch not fully on there. Could have been causing a boost leak, but yeah, we'll pull this off now and then seat her on there properly once we get the new intercooler on, and hopefully don't have to upgrade the piping or anything. Just on a stage 2 tune, it should be good enough to stay on.
It's really on there.
There we go.
Woohoo!
All right, next up there'll be one right here, one right here, and one right there, and we'll pull those 8mm bolts out. And then we'll be able to drop off the splash shield and actually get to the intercooler mounts on this. We got all the bolts out, and this just drops off. We'll slide that over to the side. And then now we can get to the actual mounts on the intercooler. There's one right here, so we'll just grab a 3" extension. 3" extension, 8mm socket, and we'll pull that bolt out on each side. And then with this Whoosh one, I'm not sure if you have to do, as far as what I've read, you have to do no trimming or very little trimming, so I guess we'll find out in a couple minutes here. But it's supposed to be it's very similar to the core size as the Cobb one, and should fit without any issues, but we'll see in a couple minutes here. We'll pull off this bolt on the other side, and then I think this might be the only 2 that hold it in. Can't remember entirely, but we'll see if it pulls out in a second here. There we go. Feels like there might. Oh no, it just slides out of the mounts. And there we go. Here's the old one. It's fairly light. Now I'll grab the Whoosh and compare them. All right, we got the Whoosh intercooler out here now. Take a look. You can see the core difference on these. The Whoosh one is quite a bit thicker, and it has metal end tanks instead of plastic. Even comes with these protective things, covers so nothing gets in there, and it is ribbed too, so the boots won't pop off there when you hit boost, which is nice. I wasn't too sure about that one. And this one's got the plastic mounts, and this one's got the identical mounts, but metal. But this is a budget intercooler, so as you can see, the welds on this aren't perfect, but they're not terrible, especially on the mount there. But it'll definitely get the job done. So let's slap it in. All right, now we'll see how hard it is to actually get this up into the mount. It's definitely a bit thicker, so we might have to slide this bracket out of the way here, but I've heard that this middle guy here gets in the way, so we might actually have to remove that. All right, fit number 2, we got that middle mounting for the splash guard out. We're gonna try and fit this in here now. Fit behind those mounts. Right, there we go.
I'm so not on board with this. Oh. Jeez.
It's just plastic, don't worry.
It's just your foot, don't worry.
Exactly. Alright, I got the mount all cut. I'm gonna have to pull off the intercooler one more time. Basically, this was a square before and I notched it out with a grinder. It's not that big of a deal. You can leave it off if you really want. I couldn't deal with it looking so janky, so I ended up sanding it down with some emery cloth, and now it looks pretty clean. So now I can pull out the intercooler and slap this mount in. Alright, and here we have it. That bottom mount is just kind of, the intercooler is just trying to rest, kind of resting on top of there. So we'll see how it fits when we throw in the splash guard. But first we're going to put on these, like the charge pipes, and tighten her up, and she'll be good to install that lower splash guard. And then we'll start reassembly, slap on that stage 2 tune, and see how it works. All right, we'll leave the front bumper off since it's easy. You may as well tighten up all the hose clamps on the hot side of the intercooler, and then also on the cold side, as they've been known to come from factory a little loose. And especially since you're going to be bumping up the boost on your car, when you install an intercooler, you definitely want to ensure they're all tight. I already did in the past, but I just checked again. The first time I did it, there was quite a few that were very loose and possibly causing boost leaks, but I didn't have my cob access port at the time, so I couldn't check how much boost I was actually pushing through the little beam here. So yeah, now we'll just install that splash guard, then the front bumper, and then should be all good to go. All right, it is a bit of a tight fit. I ended up trimming the splash guard mount a bit. As you can see, this piece is now gone, like I'll show you on this side. Basically, these little ribs right here, I just trimmed along this section here, and seemed to fit quite a bit better. As you can see, it hits right there, so I had to trim that off, and then got this in place, and it fit pretty well after that. So just use a sharp razor blade, sorry. Doesn't take a whole lot to cut it, and then after that, it'll be mint.
I like songs that you can actually sing to.
Like every new rap song.
No.
Alright, here's the finished product. I removed the lower grill. Oh, it's kind of hard to see the red with the camera, unless I get a little bit closer, but remove the lower grill for now. Might put it back on, not too sure yet. Flashed stage 2 91 map with the old cob, and I'm just gonna plug this in, download the new tune, and then take her for a boot, see how she feels. Alright, taking the car for a cruise now. Got the stage 2 map flashed and everything. Got the car not up to temp yet, but just about. I let it idle there for about 5 minutes. Just gonna take her down the street here, do a mini pull, see how it sounds, see how it feels compared to just the old stage 1 map, and yeah. Next up, we'll be doing a downpipe on this car, then probably custom tune from Stratified. But as of right now, I just don't want to do a custom tune, because if I get downpipe, I'll just have to get another tune anyway. So just rocking the Cobb Stage 2 for now. I don't think I plugged in one of my headlights. I definitely did not plug in one of my headlights. That is embarrassing. All right, we'll do a little second gear pull. See how she feels.
Okay, Daniel.
All right, well, it roasts them pretty good in second now. Come on. Yep, I definitely did not plug in my one of my headlights. Let's see if it's. Yeah, definitely did not plug in my right headlight. Definitely feels a lot more powerful. Well, maybe placebo. Maybe it's because my front right headlight isn't plugged in, but let's see. Definitely roasted in second now. All right, here we go. Pulled over on the side of the road, plugging in the headlight. Classic Rook move. All right, we're good to go now. All right, we're gonna do one more pull here in second gear. Now I have traction control off. Yeah, that's a pretty big difference from stage 1. I can definitely feel it. We'll roast the tires quite a bit easier. So my charge temps have been lower than my intake air temps by apparently like, yeah, 2 degrees. So the charge temps have stayed pretty low there. I'm happy with that. I mean, to actually tell you, I'll have to do like a third gear pull, but like I was checking on my car. No big deal. It's probably like, what the fuck is that noise that car is making? Alright, that'll be the end of the video here. If you enjoyed it, subscribe for future videos, future mods, and thank you for watching.